I now call to order the City Council regular meeting on Thursday, January 22nd, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. And the Council Chamber, City Hall, an announcement of quorum at 6:40 p.m. We will now have the pledge and invocation by Council Member Laura Alvarado, District 1. Lord.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please join me in prayer. Father, we gather before you as stewards of our community and of your will. We ask that you grant us the wisdom to listen with compassion, speak with kindness, and act with understanding. May you protect our community through this next several days and all those that work to keep our community safe throughout this weather, the storm. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We're going to start off with citizen comment. Do we have anyone signed up to speak? Moving on. Oh, that's right. Go ahead, sir.
Can I take just a minute of
Yes,
privilege?
please.
I was informed this morning that a former member of our community, who was a partner to a significant member of our community, that Lupe Alfaro has passed away, and that her funeral was actually this morning at St. John's Catholic Church. For those of us that knew Mayor Alfaro and Lupe, she will be missed, and my condolences to her family. Those two individuals made a significant impact on me as a staff member with the city, and I know that they made a significant impact to many, many others in this community, and I just couldn't let it pass without acknowledging her passing and condolences to her family. So, Mayor, thank you.
Let's take a... Go ahead.
Kind of want to add on to Mr. Lester's comments. Growing up here in this community and in the 90s, seeing the Alfaros and what they did for this community and for the Hispanic community, and showing a lot of pride in the Hispanic community and showing us leadership and values that we could look up to and mentor to. And I probably never ran for public office if it was not for the Alfaro family. So they'll be deeply missed and in the community and in District 4. And it has been an honor to represent them in District 4.
Thank you. Let's have a moment of silence. Okay. Now we will move on to 2A. Consider approving the meeting minutes of the City Council meeting held on December 10th, 2025, and City Council work session held on December 11th, 2025. I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Now it's time for recognitions and citizen communications. Mr. Lopez.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have one employee to recognize for the month of January.
Johnny Malone, Bawa, 30 years. Johnny Malone started with the City of Baytown as a utility maintenance specialist on January 15, 1996. During his time as a UMS, he performed water and sewer service taps in addition to water line repairs. In 1997, Johnny was promoted to the mechanical maintenance specialist at Bawa, where he learned the water treatment process and the subsequent mechanical equipment. Johnny is extremely dependable and hardworking, even working through multiple hurricanes, most notably Hurricanes Ike and Rita. During his 30-year tenure, Johnny has been an integral part of many of the Bawa improvement projects, some of which include plant expansion from 21 to 26 million gallons per day, SCADA integration, sludge collection upgrades, chemical system improvements, new high-service pump station, various electrical system upgrades, and Bawa East plant construction and commissioning, to name a few. When asked about his time at the city, Johnny simply responds, "I am very passionate about and love my job." In his spare time, Johnny enjoys his time as a group leader at his church, where he strives to teach others about the gospel of Jesus, reading his Bible, weight training, and refurbishing gym equipment. Johnny has been married to his wife Marissa for 14 years, currently has 1 daughter, 5 stepchildren, and 6 grandchildren. Thank you, Johnny, for 30 years of excellent service to our great city.
Ordinances. Consider an ordinance amending Chapter 90 Taxation Article 2 ad valorem taxes, Section 90-27 exemptions, to add a new subsection entitled Child Care Facilities, establishing an exemption from ad valorem taxes for qualifying child care facility properties, providing a repealer containing a savings clause, and providing an effective date. Ms. Councilwoman Laura Alvarado, Mr. Lamont.
So I'll speak to y'all from here if that's okay. So we've actually been working on this for a couple of years, and in speaking to Thomas, thank you, Thomas, for helping me put this work together. We wanted to take a pause because at the time that it was enacted, there was not enough time for us to review it and really think about, the impact to Baytown. And so a lot of this work actually started at the state, and back in 2021, they recognized over a $9 billion loss due to the lack of child care and, families saying that they can't afford child care. And so from that point on, state legislators got together to see what could be done, what support can be done for these families. And then since then, of course, additional studies were done, because as we know, we all like data before we make any decisions. And so in Texas alone, the average cost of infant care is over $9,000 a year, which is more than, some in-city state colleges. And so taking that further, the Texas Restaurant Association, as well as Texas Business Association, Early Matter, several different organizations got together to work on policy in time for the 88th legislature to pass some sort of cost savings to child care facilities. And so in 2023, they passed bipartisan bill that went to all of Texas voters. So it wasn't just something that the Texas just blessed. It was something that went out to the voters throughout the state of Texas to approve a tax exemption for a set number of child care facilities. And I'll touch a little bit on those. And one of the data that they used as part of the Texas Restaurant Association is that 60%, and this is just one nugget, but 60% of non-working parents say child care is the top reason that they don't participate in the workforce. And especially those that are in the restaurant business where they struggled to, people call out sick because their child is sick or they couldn't get child care, et cetera. There's just a number of reasons. And so, but the primary one was for the lack of child care. And so from then on, they worked on this. It passed at the state level. And so what they ended up doing is putting it back on counties and municipalities. From then the county level, they passed it. Harris County unanimously passed it to where, at the county level, these child care facilities would be able to get tax exemptions, and then from that point, each municipality would then also have to pass a bill at the local level or an ordinance to say, okay, yes, we want to offer these daycares or child care facilities a tax exemption as well. We would not have to go out for voter approval because, again, in 2023, the state already did that. So county officials as well as city officials would be the ones deciding within their own borders or guidelines whether they want to pass them or not. And so what we're looking for, there is a range, but what we're looking for is 100% tax exemption. And in doing our research, we found really only a handful that would qualify. We pulled a list of 15. From those 15, we dwindled it down again to maybe 13, because what's required is that they are part of the Texas Rising Star Initiative, which is governed by the state as Workforce Solutions. So they have to meet certain parameters to be like a top quality child care facility. Aside from that, 20% of their children in daycare have to be accepting subsidies. So that's the biggest. So I mean, if they're not meeting those two big qualifiers, then they wouldn't qualify for the exemptions. This does not count home facilities. So if you're a home child care centers, this would not apply. It's only for the licensed child care facilities. There was one that we thought was going to qualify, but it belongs to one of our educational partners, so they would not qualify. So we started weeding all of those out. And the way the exemption would happen is that they would file an application for exemption just as they would have done for homestead exemption. So they file it with the appropriate entity. That entity would then have to go and review the application, see if they qualify, do they meet all the parameters, and then at that point, they would qualify for the exemption. There are some entities, and I'm told that Harris County is one of them, that goes in there and checks on an annual basis to make sure that they are still qualified under those parameters. But even if they didn't, Texas Workforce Solution already does that through the TRS system, which is the Texas Rising Star. So when that falls off, it makes them unqualified, not just for the tax exemption, but for a lot of different funding mechanisms that they use for whether it's federal grants and whatever they apply for, because a lot of them have that parameter in effect. And so once again, it's just a handful, maybe 13 within the state or within the city. Now, I was asked also if could other child care centers apply and get on this. They could, however, they still need to to qualify for those parameters. So if there's a brand new child care facility that opens up, they have to go through Texas Workforce Solutions, make sure that they're qualified or they're certified as a Texas Rising Star, and also have the 20% of subsidies for their students that go to that child care center or children. So they still have to meet those parameters. But so since this was enacted in 2024 of January 1st, since then, when I pulled the record, it was still the same amount because we pulled it back in 2024 when we first thought maybe we could do this, and it's really the same amount that are in there. So it hasn't increased, even though they know that Harris County is utilizing those exemptions. So no other child care facility has gone in to get a TRS and a 20% subsidy so they can get on the exemptions. We did have a group that obviously is supporting this at the local level, which is the Babies in Baytown group. They could not be here tonight. A lot of them did not have childcare to be able to come to the meeting. Others were just busy with their older kids' activities. So they couldn't be here, and I'm opening the floor for any questions. Thomas, I don't know if I've missed anything, but it's really just the bulk of it. We didn't, act on this lightly. Again, we took our time to ensure that, one, we would be able to do this at the city level, and two, what kind of economic impact it would have on our city. And it was very minimal because, again, this is just the city portion of the taxes, not like Goose Creek or any of that. And actually, Goose Creek their taxes would not qualify for this exemption. It's only the county and the city level.
Excellent.
So I'm
Questions or comments?
open to any questions.
Yes, sir.
Couple of questions. And I'll just start off. I would have preferred this to go through a work session so we could really have some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Who, you say an entity, who is going to review the application on an annual basis to ensure that they're compliant?
That is a Texas appraisal or Harris County appraisal. The same ones
The appraisal
that
district
review
does it?
the same ones that review your homestead exemption reviews the applications for this type of exemption.
And what's the economic impact to the city?
Gosh, did we get the numbers, Thomas? It was only a handful should we pass it. So I think the last time we got the numbers, it probably wasn't even like 100,000, not even. It could be very much less than that. And I'm sorry I didn't have those numbers with me.
Yeah, that's,
Current.
we got beat up over an issue recently in budget discussions that was only 100,000. So here we're taking 100,000 out of our budget. I don't disagree with this. I just would have liked to had some more time before I vote on something, especially with what's going on nationally right now. That again,
we
this
thought
has been
about
well
that.
thought out and well
Yes.
pursued, and I appreciate that. I know
Yeah.
you do your homework,
Yeah.
Laura. You really do. But those are just some of the questions I had. So Harris County Appraisal District would do it on an annual basis, so we're assured
Yes.
somebody's going to follow up
Somebody will
so
be
that
following
we
that.
don't have what's going on at a national level.
Yes.
And it's, again, I won't say minimal impact, but it's not a significant impact to the budget for us. So
Yeah.
those are my two main issues.
And I will add that it's not just the appraisal district, it's also Texas Workforce Solutions, because they're the ones that monitor the Texas Rising Star. And for those that are in the childcare business, that's not an overnight, certification. They have to go through a lot of hoops, a lot of structural changes to their facilities to even get the certification.
Are these entities, is the idea that if we lower their taxes, are they going to lower their rates? Because your comment was there's not enough daycare. I think there's plenty of daycare. It's just extremely expensive.
It's
And
not.
if it's going to impact that, I'm all for it.
Yeah. So there's not enough daycares that fall under the guidelines for the exemption. You're right. There's a lot of daycares, but not all of them are under the TRS system, and not all of them accept minimum 20% subsidies for those that they serve. So those are the key things. And it's again not an overnight thing. We're wanting there's also a timeline, because as you know, with your taxes, you have a certain amount of time to fill out your applications or fight your taxes, and so we need to get this in the books in time for them. We're hoping by April 1st, because they need to start working on those applications to get qualified before April 30th, which is the appraisal's office deadline for any exemption applications.
I can say that Texas Rising Stars, my wife owns a home daycare, so she's not going to qualify for this. But she recently went through that process, and Texas Rising Stars can pop in anytime unannounced. They're outside of the licensing branch, state of Texas, that monitors also. Texas Rising Stars actually, you have your what they call a minimum standard through the state of Texas. Texas Rising Stars have levels above that. That if you, it takes a lot of time. I want to say it took my wife almost 6 to 8 months to qualify at the highest level. And you have to be you have to be teaching these kids. It's not just, some people think daycare, they think they're going to come, play, and just do what they want to do. It's an advanced level of care.
Yes. And I'll ask, can I get to one of other Mr. Lester's questions real quick? I'm so sorry. So in terms of what's going to happen with the savings, and so we do anticipate that they're going to have a savings because they'll be exempt from taxes, and because there is a high cost related to operating child care facilities that would lessen their burden on that. They could use that for additional training for their child care providers. They could give them raises because they are severely underpaid, and also could add additional subsidies to children that may qualify.
First of all, Laura, thank you so much for everything that you do trying to help the community in very innovative ways. I appreciate that, and doing all that homework outside of just council meetings. You did, what you said to Mike is actually what I was going to ask. I want to think that those savings would be passed on, but I feel like I need more data to show, because I definitely want to help mothers, parents have the ability to get childcare at an affordable rate. I need to see more data in Harris County about how that savings has been passed on to the families, because I have a high concern that the savings will only be passed on to the business owner. And I know that in our own community, some of the ones that qualify are based under national companies. And so I'm just worried about that. And so I was wondering, I know they mentioned the work session, and I don't want in any way to think that I don't support this, because I do on so many levels, but I wish we could have a little bit more data to see, and maybe even a way to show where this program, this tax exemption, some proof that the savings has, or the trainings, it somehow has trickled down to helping the families, not just the business owners. Yeah,
And that's fair. And we did try to get some data from Harris County, but there was not enough time to go in there and really dig. And the individual that Thomas actually reached out to didn't get back to us in time for today. And so we're fine. At least I am, Thomas. I'm fine tabling this for the February meeting, but I just want to stick to the deadline to ensure that the providers that do get the exemption have enough time to go through the application and everything. Now, when this was first enacted, the state thought about that same thing. Well, how do we know? Well, because of the burden, the high burden and cost of operating child care centers, there probably wouldn't be a good measure to know other than calling them, let's look at your finances, et cetera. What did you use this for? And so for the entity of the tax appraisal's office that is already overburdened, would they be able to do that aside from just making sure that they qualify for it? And so even if it provided them just the additional cover that they could pay the light bill, buy lunch for the kids, pay the water bill for the building, that's at least something that they get, because they've lost a lot of money. Child care is all over because of certain federal funding that's gone away. A lot of them were built during the COVID era when there was money left and right for child care facilities. And those were put in areas that were completely underserved. And so now they're left operating at minimum levels. And so We can definitely find out if there's been other cities that have been able to successfully track how the monies were used, and hopefully we can do that before the next council meeting.
I did have one more question. You talked about to qualify, they have to the families have to receive. You said 20% subs.
Not the families themselves. Well, the child care centers have to offer minimum 20% in subsidies.
So when you say subsidies, can you tell me one of the entities that would that be like WIC?
Well, it could be that they are sponsoring a child, like kind of a tuition type situation where a family can't afford the full amount of child care expenses to send their child there. Then they could either get full exemption or they can get partial coverage. There are some, as you may know, that offer a sliding scale for some families. And so maybe a certain family is like $10 away from meeting the full exemption, and they can apply the $10 so they meet the exemption status. So it doesn't go directly to the family. It's actually covering the cost of tuition for childcare. That's a subsidy, this money could be for that and applied for that, but that's what the subsidy means for that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
No, I kind of agree. I think we kind of need to table and kind of go to a work session and just to get a little more information on that. I mean, not saying that any business has, but I know a lot of businesses that will took advantage of a lot of the COVID stuff, not only in daycare and in every single thing, and so we just want to make sure that it is going to where it's meant to be, not to the owner's pocket.
No, I completely understand, and I know this is the first time we're bringing it through, and again, I'm not in a rush to pass it at right this minute, but I just want to make sure that we are able to provide some sort of, support for our child care facilities within our city. So that's all I have. Are we good? So we want to table this. Is there a motion to table?
Do we have?
Motion.
I'll make a motion to suspend to the February 12th, which is the next meeting, to see if it's probable to put it both on the work session and the council agenda so we can discuss it a little more thoroughly and then take action.
Right.
Or you just want it on the agenda?
No, the work session and the agenda is fine. I just wanted. Staff didn't put this together, so we just want to make
I'm
sure.
okay with that.
Okay, that you're okay.
Yes,
All right.
That's the next meeting. I think between now and then, if we get additional information, that's great. But if we do it at the work session, then we have a little more time to openly talk about it. And
Can
then
we just
I want it
put
also on
before-
the agenda that night, so then we can go ahead and make a decision.
Can we just put before the March meeting?
Yeah, that way it gives
Yeah.
us time to get the information in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll amend to before the March meeting. That gives us potentially 2 meetings in February.
Yeah.
Second.
Sooner the better.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We will be talking about this sometime before the March meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
4B, consider an ordinance awarding a construction contract to Tech Contractors, Inc. for Fire Station 2 replacement project. Mr. Semino.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This item relates to the replacement of, or the construction for the replacement of Fire Station 2. You see a rendering of the new fire station here on your screen. The existing station has several issues that require it to be replaced. It's an aging facility that incurs high maintenance costs. It's undersized for modern use, and the layout does not protect firefighters from cancer risks, in addition to being out of compliance with ADA. A modern station has been designed in consultation with the fire department. The project was procured through competitive sealed proposals. 9 proposals were received and ranged from $10.7 million to $14 million. And Integrity was selected as the best value with a cost of $10,665,331. Integrity is also currently constructing the city's West District wastewater treatment plant operations building, and we've had good experience with the contractor so far. So staff recommends selection of this contractor. The project includes replacing parking spaces that will be removed with the project. So the balance of the parking spaces will be about the same. However, handicap parking at the community center will be improved. There'll be some additional spaces, and that whole layout will be improved. Contract is within the available budget, and staff recommends approval.
Quick question: when it says best value, how are we defining best value? That doesn't necessarily mean this was the lowest bid, right?
It happened to be the lowest bid. There is different criteria that we grade the contractors on. Price is one component. There's experience as another component. So we can talk more about the grading criteria if you.
Well, I'm bringing it up because we actually talked about changing it to where we weren't just going for the lowest bid anymore.
Correct, and that's what this does.
And that's what I would like the citizens to hear.
Yes, sir.
And allow them to see that's what has taken place with this project. Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, if I might, council, best value is a procurement. It's defined in our purchasing act. It's a term of art, so it does not mean lowest bid. It takes into consideration various factors. I can get you a laundry list if you want. I don't have it up right now, but it is a wide-ranging definition that gives us some flexibility.
Yeah, like I said, I just wanted individuals to realize that this was not about the lowest bid, that we had discussed changing that process, and that new process was used for this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Just kind of real quick, I'd like to say it's under the budget, which was great, which is another project we see coming under budget. And that's kind of that point that right now there's a lot of struggle with finding projects for these contractors right now. So you're going to continue to get low bids for a little bit on these. You're going to keep seeing that. And I'll give you kind of credit in Branton. And when we talked about that, there was a lot of questions on that, and y'all went back and clarified that to get that questions because there was some discrepancies on the bid numbers. When I think we kind of had to talk about that, and that this is, I'm glad that y'all did all y'all's due diligence to make sure y'all had the correct value and the correct budget for the correct bids coming under this project. Y'all did a great job on that.
Yes, sir.
I do have that laundry list if you care to hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Best value includes price, the offerer's experience, reputation, the quality of goods or services that are offered, the impact on the ability of the city to comply with rules relating to historically underutilized businesses, the offerer's safety record, the offerer's proposed personnel, whether the offerer's financial capability is appropriate to the size and scope of the project, and any other relevant factors specifically listed in the request for bids that the city puts out.
Thank you. Anything else? Good deal. I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We are on to consent agenda. And does anyone wish to pull any items? Okay, well, if not, I need a motion for consent.
Motion to approve item 5A through J.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are going to go into executive session. We're going to take items 10A, B, and C out of order. We're going to move it up here before 6A. So we are going to recess into and convene an executive session pursuant to Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code to discuss personnel matters concerning an extension of line of duty illness under Texas Local Government Code 143.073. And we will also recess into and conduct an executive session pursuant of section 551.087 of the Texas Government Code to discuss economic development negotiations, and recess into and conduct an executive session pursuant to section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code to discuss personnel matters regarding the municipal court judge. Accordance with section 551.102 of the Texas Government Code, no action was taken in executive session. We are now moving on to 6A, proposed resolutions. Consider a resolution of the City Council of the City of Baytown extending the civil service line of duty injury leave of absence of firefighter Justin Kennedy for a 6-month period at full pay. Mr. Lopez.
Yes, this item is a state code provision that allows council, the governing body, to extend the leave injury illness for an employee, firefighter Justin Kennedy, and you have that resolution before you to make that, if you'd like so.
Good deal. Yes, sir.
Move to approve 6A as discussed in the executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are on to 7A, appointments. Consider a resolution authorizing the appointment of the associate municipal court judges for the term of office, which begins immediately and ends on January 31st, 2028. We have the full list. They are all seeking reappointment. I need a motion.
Move to approve 7A as listed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 7B, consider the appointment of the municipal court judge of the municipal court of the Court of Record in the city of Baytown, Texas, Ms. Sarah Graham and Mr. Joey Lopez, or Councilman Sarah Graham and Mr. Joey Lopez.
Do we want to just
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
Yeah.
suspend it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, before we move on to this item, could we go back to 7A, please?
Okay.
This item did not have any of the associate judges specified, so if we could amend the
Need to
motion,
name them?
actually rescind the motion and the vote,
Okay.
and take a new motion and vote to appoint the individuals specified, or specific individuals as associate judges.
Okay.
So the motion has to be made to rescind the last motion.
That's correct, and because we have not moved on to 7B, we can change what
Gotcha.
happened in 7A.
Okay.
I think it was you and me.
I move to rescind my motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And new motion
Yes, sir.
would be to approve 7A, consider a resolution authorizing the appointment of the associate municipal judges for the term of office, which begins immediately and ends January 31st, 2028, and that is Eddie Calderon for a term of, what is it, February 13th, 25? Or,
It's all four.
okay, so I don't have to tell you the terms. Eddie Calderon, Larry Bailey, Kelly Benavides, and Michael Mark.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, consider the appointment of the municipal court judge of the municipal court of record in the city of Baytown, Texas, Councilwoman Sarah Graham and Mr. Joey Lopez.
Yes. I think we are going to table this item,
Suspend.
or we're gonna suspend it, okay, until I don't know, what date did,
What date did we discuss?
Let's do the end of, second meeting in February.
okay. All right,
No later
motion,
than
No later than the second meeting in February.
motion to suspend item 7B no later than the second meeting in February.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are now on to the manager's report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to begin by recognizing our police department for several recent accomplishments. Officers successfully located and apprehended a felony suspect connected to a Deer Park PD evading case. Following a flock alert, Sergeant Brown and Detective Weiss initiated an investigation that led to the recovery of multiple vehicles and related stolen items. So thank you to them, John. Please pass that on. Officer Vlasic and Vega responded to a runaway juvenile call and quickly identified the victim of a recent sexual assault. Through prompt investigation, evidence collection, and coordination with detectives in the Children's Assessment Center, a suspect was identified, arrested, and confessed. The victim and her family expressed gratitude for the department's swift response, professionalism, and victim-centered care. So thank you again. And then have a few community shout-outs for our police department. Officer Garza was recognized by a stranded motorist after pushing their vehicle to safety and obtaining fuel for them. Officer Thompson was commended by a crime victim for her professionalism and empathy in helping them regain access to their vehicle. Officer Calhoun was recognized for his compassionate response to a traffic accident involving an elderly motorist. And Officer Farrell and Police Services Rep Kim Gayton were also commended for providing exceptional customer service at the station following an accident. Thank you to all of our officers and staff for demonstrating professionalism and compassion. So, thank you. I'd also like to highlight the combined efforts of HR and PD during the recent recruitment. Please look at the screen. Recent recruitment and civil service testing, there were 138 test takers, which is pretty extraordinary. And these are some of the highest numbers that we've seen since 2013. So thank you to everyone helped make this success. It was quite a few departments coming together to help coordinate all this, and a big shout out to HR and even to the people sharpening 500 pencils up front just in case they were needed. So a lot of went into this, and pretty amazing to see that many people show up. So thank you to everybody.
Looks like that gentleman was really enjoying himself.
You can buy sharpened pencils.
We have special requirements. We have to have special erasers, and the pencil can only be sharpened. I'm just kidding. All right. Anthony Collins from Public Works earned his TCEQ groundwater operator license. Congratulations, Anthony. Keep up the great work. Frank, please pass that on. Stacy Wise from Tourism recently contributed her expertise to this Simmons Energy Training Conference at the Hyatt. Her professionalism and creative touch ensured a seamless event and showcased Baytown as a premier host destination. Awesome job, Stacy, and please pass that on. Okay. Grant, please pass that on. All right. The Public Affairs team, alongside Public Works and contractors, have been building the new Brunson Multimedia Studio, funded by PEG funds. The studio will support new social media and Channel 16 programming and allow public partners to create Baytown-specific content. The grand opening is expected in February, and I believe that what you see on the right with the brick walls is a light pattern. And that's how it's a light pattern. So like that's some of the special effects that are going in there that the public content accessibility will be available to the people. I think we're piloting that with Lee College, so we're already having some great partners signed up to do this. So excited about how all this is going to end up, and I know Ryan is back there geeking out about new video equipment. So, but looks fantastic. All right, we are finalizing the preparation for the winter event this weekend. The grand opening is February. I forgot that part. So the grand opening is in February. Look forward to that. We are finalizing the preparation for the winter event this weekend. Facilities and infrastructure have been winterized. Sand is staged for the roadways. The EOC strike team is in place and ready. The warming center will be located at the Baytown Community Center with a shelter team staffed by the American Red Cross. I was told by the mayor that, I'm sorry, the name of the church again, Mayor, over on John Martin on the north side. It's not City Ran.
No, it's Encouragers.
Encouragers Church. Okay, so they will also have a warming center, but the city coordinated one is here at the community center with a shelter team staffed by the American Red Cross. It will operate from Saturday at noon until closure on Tuesday morning. We've coordinated with all partners and believe we are ready to take care of the city. Residents should continue to monitor the city's website and official social media channels for updates and are encouraged to sign up for Baytown Alert, a free notification service that provides weather and emergency notification. Sign up at baytown.org/alert. And then I want to take 1 minute. This is the last council meeting for two of our long-serving directors. Frank, thank you for everything that you've done for the city of Baytown. The 10 years that you've been here have made a lot of progress for the city, and we appreciate everything that you've done. I appreciate the team that you built over there and where you put the city and left our infrastructure, and we will miss you and wish you the best of luck in your next endeavor. Thank you for everything that you've done. Tony, our health director, he's been here for 24 years and apparently a few minutes too long because he's not at the council meeting anymore.
Wow.
And Sean, if you don't mind passing this along, but just like Frank, Tony has been another excellent director, and we appreciate everything that he's done and set you up for success and the rest of your team up for success. Y'all have made great strides, and we are very proud of the work that y'all have done and the work that he's done. So please pass that on, and we wish him Godspeed as well. Mayor and Council, that's all I have.
Now we will receive a council member district report from Council Member Laura Alvarado regarding projects, programs, and events in District Number 1.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to forego the PowerPoint. So in terms of District 1, our Bay Area Homeless Shelter is continuing to move forward with business development and are currently under inspection. So that one's at 3404 Wisconsin. We also have a Baytown Primary Medical Tower on 2802 Garth, as well as a new Roland Brooks Center facility building. We don't know what's going to be in there yet. They're building out and then going out for leasing. So I'm excited to see what could possibly go there. That's at 1901 Rolling Brook. Mount Calvary Baptist Church, Missionary Baptist Church, continues to move forward in their development. And then, of course, our City of Baytown Traffic Control Building, which is right down the street, is going through some renovations as well. Our SCADA package, or SCADA, which actually measures whether or not the lift stations are working properly. They have, they're getting control panels and supporting concrete pads. They've been installed at the Big Missouri, Blafer, and Little Missouri lift stations, and that's going to improve the wastewater system reliability. Fire Station 2, thank y'all for today. Construction of Fire Station 2 is scheduled to begin in February following the award construction contract that was done today. Public Work Operations is currently completing a street repair on Scenic Drive. I know there'll be more to come for that particular area, so thank you, Public Works, for working on that. And of course, little known fact, we have a 7-foot tall landmark sign that says Baytown on it at the marina. I don't know if y'all knew that. It's been all over social media. I know several people have already used it as photo ops, and since the installation, we've had Christmas lights on them. They now have permanent electricity to it, backlighting, all that good stuff, and then plans are underway for a volunteer upkeep program as well, and future concrete standing pad. And I know the mayor is excited about this, and of course anybody else who will be attending the Daddy and Me Glow Dance, which takes place Saturday, January 31st from 2 to 8 p.m. It is a come and go. It'll be at the community center featuring a glow dance floor, music, activities, and more. So the tickets are still available online through the 29th. They're at the door with registration available at baytown.org/events. And then, of course, chair volleyball is now underway at the community center. I thought that was going to be super hard, but they're making it look like nothing. That is held every Wednesday from 12 to 2 p.m. in the auditorium. It is a free program which encourages physical activity, social connection, and accessibility with no equipment required. And then just lastly, I just want to thank you all for listening to the child care presentation, and we'll make sure to have more information to you before the designated time frame that was given. So really appreciate that. And just a few words for Frank. I really appreciate all of your time and effort within the city. You and I've had a lot of projects within District 1. You've always been very open to receiving feedback and then changes, and I'd rather go here. And so just thank you for always being professional and just letting me know when it just can't be done. But I do appreciate you, and I wish you the best. And same goes for our health inspector, and just wish him the best. So.
Good deal. Well, I want to talk about a few things real quick. I'm not monologuing, I'm just giving information. And it has to do with our library. Before I do that, line dancing is going on at the community center also.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun.
That's always a hit.
If I can learn to line dance, anybody can, because I have no rhythm. I'm going to be giving just brief updates of what's going on at the library since I walked into and put myself in a bind by not having a library card. Does everyone up here have a library card?
Mm-hmm. You didn't?
Okay, well, I do. And you don't? I encourage you to go get one. It's going to take less than 3 minutes. Guaranteed. And, but on Monday, February the 2nd, 10:30 a.m., you have baby time. 5 p.m., you have tween, Tween, Valentine Sunnies. I don't know what that is. And then you have, for those of you who need a date, you have a blind date with a book. That's when it starts. Okay? I don't know what that all that entails.
That's really fun.
Tell us more, Laura.
So the blind date really is they put covers on books so you have no idea what book you're going to get, and then you're asked to review it as well. And you turn that in. I think there's prizes available as well. So it's like you never know what you're going to get until you rip off the cover.
So don't judge a book by its cover.
Don't
You
judge
can't
a book
judge
by
a book
its
by its
cover.
cover.
Mhm.
Okay.
Box of chocolate.
That's right.
You don't know what you're going to get. Good deal. Tuesday, and this is going to be every Tuesday, 10:30 a.m., pre-K story time, 6 p.m., crochet club, 6 p.m., evening story time, and also 6 p.m., teen chess night. That seems like it's something for everyone in your family on Tuesday night. So please stop by. Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. is bilingual story time, and Thursday at 10:30 a.m., for those of you who have small children, it is toddler time, and at 5 p.m. it is crafternoon paper quilling. What is that? Really? Okay, I may have to check that out. They're going to be closed on February 9th, and then you have everything I mentioned the previous Tuesday, plus teen art night, woven watercolor hearts. On the 11th, 10:30 a.m., bilingual story time. At 5 p.m., 3D printing workshop. 5 p.m., virtual reality night. And at 6 p.m., robotics for beginners. And then on February the 12th, 10:30 a.m., toddler time. These sound like some very interesting things. They weren't doing this when I was going to a library. I was just renting Disney VHS tapes and checking out paperback books. So I would encourage everyone to stop by, see what's going on at the library. They have some frequent flyers there. They show up for just about everything. And I've learned my lesson. I have my library card. I may have a date with a book. And I think it is what it is. And I think I may be trying out the virtual reality night and seeing what that's all about. Other than that, thank you all for hanging out. And having exhausted everything on this agenda, I now adjourn this meeting at 9:01 p.m.